gender expectations. Like as a man, once you're hitting 30 years, you're expected to be about to marry, you're expected to have your own apartment. So once you are like 29, 30, and then you are not there yet, like that is how society has narrated a man aging 30, right? So once you're not there, you feel some form of pressure on your life. Immigration pressure. If something has not happened to you before, now society is defining beauty as if you don't have buttocks or if you don't have breasts. Let me just be explicit. People see people enjoying it and they're like, this person is on this visa and they're having so much fun. Like, so what should the person do? Don't let people expecting you to get married make you get married when you're not ready. Like, welcome to the channel where education meets adventure and passions are transformed into lifelong. Excel with Emmy. Hello guys, welcome back to Excel with Emmy. Today we are having a candid conversation about social pressures. I relate to this topic and I believe you also do relate to this topic. Sometimes we do feel overwhelmed about things we see on social media, people traveling, living the luxurious life, a sudden crave for curvaceous bodies, career advancement, the crave to get promotions or even switch jobs, the cars our friends are driving, even immigration stuff, right? Having to settle down. This one, someone will say no louder. If these are things that you are thinking about, I believe you should stay with me throughout this video, and some of your thoughts may be there. Like, you can also share your points in the comment section of this video. On this channel, we talk about career, education, lifestyle. If these are subjects that are of interest to you, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification for this channel. Disclaimer, this is my personal 2 cents on this whole subject, and so I'd also like you to share yours in the comment section. First of all, social pressure can be taken in different contexts. So to bring more understanding to the conversation, let's understand what I mean by social pressure. So social pressure, I would say, is the influence of other people on your thoughts and your actions. And it's the desire to live life according to how someone is living their life or how society is deeming something as acceptable. Social pressure leads you to live your life in other people's narrative. Social pressure can stem from a number of things. We cannot talk about social pressure without talking about the influence of social media. Most of these social pressures are found on our social media platforms. The lifestyle of celebrities or the lifestyle of influencers. Also, we can look at social pressure coming from gender expectations. Like as a man, once you're hitting 30 years, you're expected to be about to marry, you're expected to have your own apartment. So once you are like 29, 30, and then you are not there yet, like that is how society has narrated a man aging 30, right? So once you're not there, you feel some form of pressure on your life. As a woman, you're supposed to after school get married, give birth, and so once you are not there yet, you feel some form of pressure. And family influence, like all of your mates are traveling. When are you traveling? What is your plan to travel? Probably you are doing something meaningful, or probably it's not just time for you, right? And then family is like, you need to travel. I think I had a conversation with someone on my channel, and then they spoke about the jackpot syndrome, like everybody's traveling and the person is doing a good job in Ghana. He didn't see traveling as something he would want to do right now. And peer influence as well, like, oh, I graduated. Some of us, I do make a funny statement, or my friend and I make a funny statement saying that, so we graduated with these people. Sometimes if you look at them, their pictures, and these pictures are coming from social media. The truth is, these pressures are real. And if you don't take care, they weigh on our minds so much that they affect our happiness. Some part of our world, we are not big on depression, but you can be depressed and even not know, right? These pressures are real. Now let's look at some of these pressures. We are looking at the sudden influx of everyone traveling. which is a good thing, because suddenly we've seen the influx of beautiful pictures, luxurious travel pictures, vlogs, and seemingly perfect experiences. Like, they show you, or they show you what we want you to see, right? If they go somewhere and they are so embarrassed, they don't show it. They show it when they are so happy, and you something that'll make you feel like you need that lifestyle. It's easy to be caught up in this and feel like maybe you are being left behind, maybe life is not going as planned for you. But hey, I'm here to tell you today, happiness is not only found in passports and stamps, right? There are people who find happiness in this. So if you are in this situation and you think almost anytime you come on social media, that is where you feel like your life is left behind, then I will personally recommend that you reduce or be careful of what you are seeing on social media, because we cannot control what is out there, but we can control what we see and what is around us. Yes, traveling is good, but it is not the path to fulfillment. Career advancement as a social pressure. Career advancement and ambition to climb the career ladder is good, right? We are all craving for that career advancement. It only becomes unhealthy when you are comparing your career pace with other people. Like, let's say you graduated in 2022 and you started, like, let's say in my company we have level 4, level 5, and then your friends are already in level 5. Mind you, different departments, a lot of other factors come to play, right? And even in your own teams, you hear people that come in and after 6 months they get promoted, and you've been in the role for 2 years, you've been in the role for 3 years. These things can weigh a lot of pressure on us, and I'm not even joking. While ambition is not bad, while ambition is encouraged that you should strive for the best, let's understand that the fact that someone used 6 months to get that promotion, probably you would have to work extra years to get that promotion. Sometimes you are human, right? It will come to you that hey, you are lagging behind in career, but once you have that conviction that there is time for everything, it gets better, right? Just know that your pace is different. Yes, do whatever you are supposed to do, work extra hard if you are supposed to do, but make sure that you are taking care of your mental health. Like, work can weigh so much on us. Make sure you are balancing that life with some social work. Like, we just started careers, you don't have to push yourself so much, honestly. I'm talking to myself as well. Immigration pressure. Immigration pressure. If something has not happened to you before, this conversation you will not understand. But even as we see a lot of people traveling, we don't tell, like, this is for someone who is about to come to the US. We don't have the conversations about how to stay after school, because we all want to be here, because we are all navigating it. But once you are here, you have a deadline you are working with. But what can we do? One thing I always tell myself, the immigration stuff is one thing you can really control. You can control how you work with the deadlines, but there are some things that are out of your control, like not getting the H1B. It's just out of your control, and you cannot do anything about it. But like, get informed about the types that we can actually stay with, like NIW, H1B, they want CPT, those stuff. Once you know them, you work towards them. Let God do the rest. Enjoy the life in the moment. People see people enjoying it, that like, this person is on this visa and they are having so much fun. Like, so what should the person do? These are the pressure society is putting on us. Okay, so if you're on F1 or if you're on OPT, if you're on STEM, you're not supposed to live a certain life. What if that is what the person is finding happiness in? Immigration pressure is so real that, in my opinion, I would say deal with it the way it works for you. If living your best life while you are at the verge of having to go home is what makes you happy, just do it. There have been times people have to cry to go to sleep because of immigration stuff. There have been times where people have to relocate because of immigration stuff, and there was absolutely nothing they could do. They tried everything possible. Find joy in the moment. Surround yourself with friends that are supportive. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals, and surround yourself with people that have passed through the process and probably now they are at where they want to be. Surround yourself with people that are pursuing the same interest as you, especially when it comes to immigration. The expectation that we have to settle down, or the expectation that we have to get married. My personal take on this one is I don't want any of us to settle down or get married or propose to someone because someone did it before them, or someone always sees them like, when are you getting married? Like, don't let that be a pressure to you. If you're in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, don't let that ever be a pressure to you. If you're in a relationship, probably you and the person have a certain plan. Don't let people expecting you to get married make you get married when you're not ready. Like, make sure that you know what you want. You are working with a deadline, go for it. Don't let anyone pressure you on when you are getting married or because someone is getting married. That like, marriage in itself is a huge decision that you don't want to take for granted, because one of my friends say not marrying at all is better than being in a devastating marriage or making the wrong decision. Like, once you are married, now people expect you to give birth. Once you are married, people expect you to buy a house. Like, society will continue to have expectations for us, but how are we managing the expectation? And how we manage the expectation is what curbs the pressure on us. The surge in curvaceous bodies, and how all of a sudden our brains are being programmed like men like these bodies, like you have to get them. There's been a surge in society celebrating certain body types, especially if you are voluptuous or you have certain body parts, right? Almost every picture we see on social media, the person doesn't have a big tummy. In real life, you meet people and we all have big tummies. Mind you, these pictures are edited. These pictures, people have gone under the knife. Not to say surgery is not good. Yeah, people have done certain things to their body to make it look good. So my 2 cents on this one is that we should embrace our bodies. Is very hard, especially once we are seeing it out there. And I'm saying that I am part of it. Like, people say I have flat tummy, but I think, oh, I need to get a flat tummy. Like, you get it. That's what I'm saying. I'm a part of this. So we should just make sure that we are acknowledging the fact that these pictures are edited or people have gone under the knife. We have to accept ourselves for who we are and be content with how we are looking. If you have the opportunity to work on your body without stressing yourself or having to cry on your pillow, then you can do it. But for you to be depressed about these bodies that we see on social media, give it a second thought. What really matters is how you feel in your skin or your body, irrespective of what society is defining beauty as, right? Now, society is defining beauty as if you don't have buttocks or if you don't have breasts. Let me just be explicit. You are not beautiful, but it really boils down to how you feel. We have slim people that are beautiful, like extremely beautiful. So it really depends on how you feel. Crave to drive a certain type of car. So let's take this scenario. So after school, you decided to get yourself an old car because for you see car as a means of transportation. And then there's someone that sees car as a means of transportation, but I have to live good in the moment. I don't have to drive in a car that will give me body pains or something. And then now you have gotten this old car, but you see a lot of people driving new car models, new different expensive brands. You feel pressured about this. Just assess your personal needs and your family needs. Let's say in the immigrant's perspective, we might be earning around the same average of money per annual, but people have family responsibilities. Others do not have much family responsibilities. People are taking care of their siblings. Others are just taking care of if I need to give them something, right? So you cannot compare yourself with that individual that is taking care of a whole family. Some of us are breadwinners. And so if you compare yourself with someone who sends money home when they want to, and then this person is driving a huge car, and then you are driving a small car, like we are actually comparing two different things when you think about it so deep. So with the pressures of having to drive a new car, with the pressures of having to drive a new model, mind you, car is not a measure of your social status. To most of us, it is a means of transportation. Just make sure that you are being safe, you are considering your family needs and your personal needs, your aspirations. Probably you want to drive a luxurious car after you have bought a house. That is you. And probably someone wants to drive a luxurious car now. You cannot compare yourself with the things we see our friends doing. We need to belong. Like all of these things that I've mentioned makes us feel like we compare, and then we feel like we don't measure up, and then we all of a sudden want to fit in. Social media is just a highlight reel. It is not an accurate representation of reality. Behind every picture perfect post, there is a struggle, there is insecurity, there is imperfection. Yeah, my 2 cents is we are all human, we are all trying to figure it out along the way. Don't feel pressured, don't feel like you really need to fit in. So now let's look at how we can deal with some of these social pressures. This is my 2 cents, and it might sound like motivation, but while I was preparing for this topic, I felt like, oh, I actually needed this. First, I would say that you should draw inspiration from the word of God. There is a time to weep, there is a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. So all of these start from drawing inspiration from the word of God. Anytime you feel like you are getting under the social pressure, just remember that there is a time to weep, there is a time to happiness, a time to cast away the stones, and a time to gather the stones. The times you are casting away the stones can be a time of preparation, right? A time where you have applied to a lot of schools and no admission is coming through, no funding is coming through there, and people have gone for visa interviews for like 5, 6, 7 times, and then when they get the 7th one, they are like, finally. And that finally is their time that has come. And so make sure that anytime you are feeling under these social pressures, you remind yourself that once this is a constant reminder, our God is sufficient to help us in this work, right? And another thing is love and self-care. If you talk about social pressures, you cannot talk without saying that you have to love yourself and care for yourself. We need to remind ourselves that we are enough, and our worth is not determined by the number of likes or the number of followers we have on social media. You want to surround yourself with people who find your value, people who support you, people who uplift you. If you have a friend that is always telling you, hey, you look like this, you need to do this to look like this, after this video, make sure you are cutting away that friend. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. We are all work in progress. No one is a finished product. We are all work in progress. Even that celebrity or influencer you are looking up to sees herself as a work in progress, living to look like somebody else, like living to look like people who are higher than them. So understand that we are all work in progress, and that is perfectly okay. While I'm bringing this video to an end, I believe that you have taken away one or two. Like, if I've not taken anything at all, I have taken that we are all work in progress, and that is just fine. We have to embrace who we are to create a world where authenticity is being celebrated. Do away with a world where we conform to society's unrealistic standards. Anytime you feel overwhelmed, come back to this video. Know that we are all work in progress. We are all behind the beautiful pictures that are imperfections. Behind the beautiful pictures are struggles. Behind the beautiful pictures are cries that we do not see. Thank you for watching this video, and before I end this video, understand that you are loved, you are worthy, you are enough. And until we meet next time, take care of yourself and then be true to yourself. This is Excel with Emmy. If you enjoyed this conversation, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, share, comment, like, and I'll see you in my next